Good morning. So, I'm Reverend Ems, and I'm one of the founder members here at Creative Roots Ministry. Creative Roots Ministry is an intentional ministry. We hold the intention to serve through right action which really serves you, our community, through getting real. We are here showing up to support you, our global community, addressing real world problems, so you know that you're not alone. Creative Roots is not religious, and we do not practice or promote fear, doubt, lack, or worry. We know life does not happen to me, it happens through me. We know we can't stop things happening, but we know we can change how we can affect it as we move forward. And we bring you belief systems from all around the world so you can feel into what feels right and what resonates with you. Here at Creative Roots, we know the importance of right relationship with all of life. We see you. We believe in you because we know who and what you are beyond what the world of appearances leads you to believe. So you get to remember and recover your own power and return to your natural state of being in a way which feels right for you. We believe in bringing back balance, knowing there is only one love, one power, one presence, one life living as the one people, the one planet, and the one universe. This week's service looks at our humanness. Good morning, Sean. And we believe, this week's service is looking at our humanness, our ability to make mistakes, and how to move on. You know, every day we make around 35,000 conscious choices, which means we had the thought and chose how to respond to it. When you look at it like that, 35,000 conscious choices, it's no wonder we don't get everything right all the time. Have mercy on yourself. So right here and right now, I invite you to put down your load. We are here. We are with you now, and here and now you are with us. All of you, and I mean all of you, is welcome here. Your pain, your anger, your frustration, your joy, your laughter, your curiosity, all of you is welcome, exactly as you are. Please do remember, if today's service serves you in any way, click subscribe, it's free, so you can find us easily and keep up to date. Or maybe you know someone who might benefit from what we share today, then please do share. So last week, Simon came as a new co-creator, and this week he's left. And despite him saying all was well, it wasn't, and he chose not to talk, but he chose it was right for him to leave. And then he shared a post sharing his perspective, which created a lot of attention for Creative Roots. And it brought a lot of people to come through curiosity to see what was going on. People read what was written from their own perspectives and made choices based on their judgments. There was a lot of comments which were completely illogical. There was a lot of people calling people out and saying things like someone was preying on a single woman, but that had never been part of it. It's funny, life is like a soap opera sometimes. A lot of people have got plenty to say and no one really knows anything about anything. People like to put their own spin on it because we're all coming from our own perceptions. It's not so easy to stay on the fence and stay neutral. Many people have sent me messages this week because I was completely unaware there was anything going on. But people who have been here or worked with me and become friends, they shared their perspectives too. At first, I wasn't bothered, but then after a few messages showing what was said, I recognised that I felt threatened by what was going on, and I felt really quite vulnerable. So I stopped what I was doing and I took a moment to feel into how do I respond. Good morning, Dash. And I have learned through studying cognitive behavioural therapy that we are human. And we as humans, we're coming from our own perspective, and how we react to what happens outside of us is a reflection of what is happening inside of us, inside our minds. That's why we call it a mind field. This is also one of the universal laws. There's a lot of earth-based belief systems that say so within, so without, so above, so below. And the universal law that we're talking about is known as the law of reflection. It's also known as the law of mirrors, meaning that the experience is mirroring back at you what you perceive. Now, I know that the truth always finds its way, and no one should ever have to defend themselves, unless in a court of law or something like that. True behaviours and true characters come out in the end, and those also are impermanent, as everything is in life, because everything in life, the one thing that is guaranteed is change. So I chose to stay neutral, to put my experience of what happened and screenshots, which allowed people to make up their own minds on the page on Facebook, because anyone with curiosity seeks information so they can make an informed choice. And then I left what was to the universe and returned to meeting my own needs. I sat with myself in meditation, and I recognized the younger me, the one who was bullied in school. And I allowed what showed up in the body and the mind to be fully present without judgment. I asked myself, what do I need? And the answer was, right now. Good morning, Ava. And I asked, what is it that I need right now? And the answer was, I need to be held. I need to know it's all right. I need to know I'm safe. And so, as my present, stronger and wiser self is here in its full adult, I placed a hand on where it ached, and I held myself, and I reminded myself fully with loving awareness that I am present and I am not the person that I ever was when these things had happened to me as a child, and they certainly weren't happening right here, right now, in this moment. And then I cried. But I told myself, it's okay. All of me belongs here in this moment. Because no thing in life is personal. And I went on to continue then with my day with Israel, who had appeared the evening before Simon had left. I think the universe was saying, as one goes, one comes in, and a complete contrast, the complete yin yang. So that evening, friends dropped in, we shared food, and it's always good to share food, and people reinforced that it's illogical what is happening, and we all agree that we wish Simon complete health, wellness and well-being as we all move forward. Israel, who began as a volunteer a good while ago, and he became like family. He said something very wise. He said, all those who turn away and unfollow Creative Roots are not in alignment with the ministry or our values. They are leaving, and they leave space for new people who are aligned with us and our vision. And he's right. Look at trees. And as our tree family, they carry leaves, and as the leaves reach the end of their cycle, they fall away. And this is the time, isn't it, of year where we look out into nature And in the north, I think it's the northern hemisphere, we see leaves falling away, coming to the end of their life cycle. And where the leaf once was is this tiny little knot. And it's from this space that the new branch forms that carries many leaves the following spring. Israel is so right. And from the space, there is space for new things. The more attention that these experiences bring us, the more curious people willing to expand their awareness turn up too. Oh, thank you, Ava. Absolutely. People who are loving like you will come. We do. That's another universal law. So we all attract, we live in this great resonance, and what we attract, it comes back to us. And as for Simon, I have nothing but love. I genuinely understand he is at where he is at, and life is here for us as an opportunity to experience everything. No one and no thing are perfect, nothing. We all make mistakes. And I found a quote by Thich Nhat Hanh, the Buddhist Thich Nhat Hanh. He says, since we are human beings, we make mistakes. We cause others to suffer. We hurt our loved ones and we feel regret. But without making mistakes, there is no way to learn. And he's so true, So I chose to speak to this today as it's been the biggest occurrence in my life and the off-grid community here in Portugal. And we all make mistakes. I make many mistakes. I've made loads, and I've grown through a heck of a lot in my lifetime. There is not one of us that doesn't, and I'm sure that this is just all a part of life and learning. So it reflects what we see outside of us. And many people saying they're okay when they're not, and not sharing when given the opportunity. It happens. And I too was once a person that used to say I'm okay when I wasn't, and I wasn't able to share when given the opportunity, because I was still hurting. I was still that young child. This is my personal experience. I'm not putting it on anyone else, but for me, when I'm hurting and I'm not able to speak, which is very rare nowadays, it's because there was many times as a child I wasn't allowed to speak. I wasn't allowed to be cross. I wasn't allowed to share my voice. Hurt people. Absolutely. This is a truth in part, Ava. And you see, hurt people do hurt people, but hurt people also have that opportunity with that free will to grow when we're able to, because sometimes we're not able to grow at the time. We're just where we are. So although there's hurt people that hurt people also grow, they heal, they recover, they change their lives. And that pain is the one thing that pushes them into becoming a whole new being. I was a very hurt, very grumpy, angry young lady, and it took absolutely years and years and years. I'd say I didn't really start changing till I was like 39 years old, because I was so hurt and so angry, and I had a lot of work to work on. So for me, I really did hurt a lot of people for a long time, because I was just so angry and so scared and so trying to protect myself, and I didn't know how. I didn't have the tools or the coping mechanisms. And as the pain pushed me, it pushed me into growth and bringing me to where I'm at today. But it was been one hell of a journey. So in the stars currently, we are in the last few days of eclipse season. An eclipse season ends on the 21st of October. So I'm inviting you today to reflect what is showing up and what is capturing your attention. What is ready to be eclipsed out of your life to make space for something better. You see, we all make mistakes. And Reverend Michael Beckwith, my great teacher, he says there are no mistakes, only mistakes. They're opportunities to stop and redirect the movie of our life. I'm so grateful for Reverend Michael Beckwith because his teachings changed my life. They enabled me to learn more about who I was and become more empowered. I was able to stand in my own power and stand in my own truth. I learned to be able to speak and share and communicate. And so much of that was down to Reverend Michael Beckwith, you know, so much of it. People enter our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And people are human and they're growing through so many mistakes. But these mistakes is where we can redirect and learn. You know, when something goes wrong, awesome, it's so right because we know which way we can go. Yeah, it is. It's why so many of us are in weird spaces. It's eclipse season. It's just the end of it now. And we're then out of eclipse season for another 6 months. So it's a practice in karma yoga. You know, I like to bring in lots of different belief systems, and karma yoga is something that I practice. And there's Ram Dass, who is another great teacher of mine. He calls himself a Hindu. So he practiced Hinduism and he was brought up as a Jew. So Judaism. And he used to say, still here in my head now, I've got it on my altar, everything in life is a vehicle for transformation. So use it. And so I wanted to share today a practice of metta. Metta is the meditation or the art of loving kindness. And we all benefit from receiving and sharing loving kindness. A metta meditation is a heart-based meditation which is all about love, compassion, and empathy for ourselves and others. It's not just about humankind. It's about being kind to all in existence. Metta itself means loving kindness. Choosing the right time to do metta is really helpful, you know, because if you try to come from a place of frustration when you do metta, it really doesn't hold the same power. And you're cheating yourself out of a beautiful, peaceful, loving meditation. You know, metta shouldn't be said through gritted teeth. Metta blessing can be so short. I always end the service with a metta blessing. And I'll share another one today. But a metta prayer or meditation is really not as short. You need to feel into it to allow it to really flow through that whole space, that whole state of awareness that's within you, to allow it to really, really just do its thing and fill you with that loving kindness. So ideally, you'll make time for doing a metta meditation, following something where you're already feeling good. Maybe when your heart is slightly raised. So after a run or a lively session of housework, as long as your mind is in a positive place and it's coming out of that place of love or compassion, then that is absolutely perfect. And we can practice this together. So just take a moment to focus on yourself. Just be fully present with yourself. Allowing whatever it is to be there without judgment. Saying, I wish myself well. I wish myself well. And what a beautiful thing to say to yourself. I wish myself well. So concentrating on those positive affirmations where you're flooding your body with kindness, love, and compassion. Your language should be one of loving kindness. Gratitude for what is. Allowing all what is there, whether it's the pain, the pleasure, the frustration, everything in between. I wish myself well. So I'm going to read out some words as we wish ourselves well. So feel free to repeat them or say them, or take a moment to close your eyes, and as I speak them, I'm speaking them on behalf of each and every one of us here. I am loving awareness. I am wishing myself well. I am wishing myself health. I am wishing myself wealth. I am wishing myself happiness. I look at my body with compassion, and I am so grateful for all that it does for me. My body is my consort, and I am so grateful for all the feelings of pain, because they alert me to things that need attention and remind me to slow down. I am grateful for all the pleasure that my body enables me to feel. I am grateful for my senses and the ability to see the beauty in the world, to hear the sounds of nature, to feel love for others, to smell the aromas in my life, and for enjoying tasting the many flavours of life. Much love, lover. 143. And now we're going to wish others well. I wish others well. We're going to move on to wishing others well, wishing someone or something well who you deeply care about. It could be a lover or your perfect. Thank you, lover 143. And so I'm going to wish lover 143 and Ava and all of you listening. Yeah, I'm going to wish you all well through this one. And it can be anything that you love, whether it's your plants or your fur babies. So whatever you choose next has to be something or someone that you've got genuine love for. Using the same non-judgmental, loving, compassionate language as you did for yourself. Send out new positive affirmations which send them love and wish them well. So I can't see you through the screen, but I know you're there. And I look at you knowing that you're loving awareness. I'm looking at you with loving awareness. I wish you well. I wish you health. I wish you wealth. I wish you happiness. I acknowledge you're just like me. I acknowledge your pain. I acknowledge your pleasure. And I acknowledge you have emotions and feelings just like me. I am grateful for your presence in my life here today and the lessons that you have brought me. And now we're just going to give ourselves a moment. It says it's so courageous to look at our own pain as well as the pain of others, and knowing pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. Suffering is a choice, absolutely, but only when you're aware that you've got a choice. Many of us don't have that awareness, and it takes a lot to have the awareness that we have a choice in how our minds work, and it's only when we come back to learning about self-awareness that we recognize there's a choice. Otherwise, it's just cruel to expect someone to understand that they've got a choice in how they feel and who's in control of the feelings, because they're living in the to me mindset. Whereas here at Creative Roots, we encourage you to recognize you've got a through me mindset as well. So we all have this incredible ability to take back our minds, to look at our mind field and see where it is that we could step on something that could set us off at any moment, and returning to ourselves from that place of loving awareness like we are today, and that loving compassion, and recognizing, actually, yeah, as we're hearing these words today, we're recognizing we do have some kind of power over what's going on in our minds and how we allow the world around us to affect us. And as we recognize that power and come back to remembering the power that we've all got, then we know that we have a choice. And it's from that place of choice and loving awareness that we really can change our minds and change our lives. So now we're going to move into sending love to someone we don't really know, like an acquaintance or a colleague. So I'm going to think of the lady that's such a lovely lady. She always smiles at me at the supermarket when I go to fuel up my car. And she's always so smiley and so friendly. And I've no idea who she is or anything. But I know she's so much more than the lady that I pay when I fill up my car, She could be so much more. And I just don't know. It'd be lovely to ask, wouldn't it? So I'm looking at her in my mind's eye. I look at you with loving awareness. And I encourage you to do the same if you can just feel into looking at someone that you don't know, maybe the cashier at the garage, or, someone you see at the supermarket, maybe the post person who drops your mail off, Just see them in your mind's eye and look at them with loving awareness. I look at you with loving awareness. I wish you well. I wish you health. I wish you wealth. I wish you happiness. I acknowledge you're just like me. I acknowledge your pain. I acknowledge your pleasure. And I acknowledge you have emotions and feelings just like me. I am grateful for your presence in my life and the lessons that you bring me. Beautiful. And now we're going to move on to someone holding again that same loving compassion. Those who did us wrong. Remember, these people are coming from their level of understanding and awareness. They may feel wronged by us. And if they don't talk, we don't know. So those people that have upset us in some way, those people that have done something to maybe affect us at work or at home, those people that maybe said something that's maybe got us upset, or someone that makes you feel like it's really personal, but it isn't personal. I promise you that. Whatever is going on in the world, it's not personal. It's just simply the world is a mirror, and for them, it's whatever's going on is reflecting what's going on inside them. So if you can feel that loving compassion, remember, I wish you well, and I wish myself well. And as we can now concentrate on this person who's frustrating us, and it can be difficult to do for many people. And if you find it difficult, please still just make the effort to listen and to say these words. Because as you progress the practice that is metta, what you'll notice is the words and the language start to have a lot more power, and you'll feel much more better and at ease about sharing love, even with people that do frustrate you. So now bringing that person that's frustrated you to mind. I look at you with loving awareness. I wish you well. I wish you health. I wish you wealth. I wish you happiness. I acknowledge you are just like me. I acknowledge your pain. I acknowledge your pleasure. And I acknowledge you have emotions and feelings just like me. I am grateful for your presence in my life and the lessons that you have brought me. Thank you. Just giving ourselves that moment just to allow it to be. And for this last person that we're going to do the practice, we need to think of a person who's really, really hurt us. It can be a challenge to send a person love, but it isn't right to judge. Remember, this person could have experienced so much in their life, and only they know what's going on under the surface. They need and deserve love. So please send the positive affirmations and acknowledge their humanity, for all are just like us. We all yearn for the same safety, the same peace, the same love. So just take a moment to bring that person into the mind's eye. And think of someone that's really frustrating. So I'm thinking of my daughter's father. And I'm just going to take a moment, breathe out in the frustration, breathe in love. I look at you with loving awareness. I wish you well. I wish you health. I wish you wealth. I wish you happiness. I acknowledge you're just like me. I acknowledge your pain. I acknowledge your pleasure. And I acknowledge that you have emotions and feelings just like me. I am grateful for your presence in my life and the lessons you have brought me. Absolutely. Look at the incredible daughter that I have. She's a miracle. I love her. Now we're going to send some metta, some loving kindness to all around the globe. Taking your love, sending it to all in existence around the world. In fact, we're going to go universal. Everything in existence around the entire universe, wherever the universe is. Whether you believe in a flat earth, a round earth, planets outside this one, or projections, every single thing in existence. Breathing in love, loving awareness. I look at all in the world with loving awareness. I wish all well. I wish all health. I wish all wealth. I wish all happiness. I wish you love and peace. I acknowledge you're all just like me. I acknowledge everything feels pain. And I acknowledge everything feels pleasure. And I acknowledge you all have emotions and feelings just like me. I am so grateful for your presence in my life and the lessons that you bring me. Visualizing now love coming out of your heart center, and watch the love grow until it encompasses not just the planet or the spaces that we live, but everything that exists in the universe, in the cosmos, is being touched with your love and gratitude. I am loving awareness. Notice you are too loving awareness. So within, so without, so above, so below. And so it is. And so mote it be. Ashe, Aho, Amen. Thank you for joining us in that moment of practice and of prayer. The benefits of self-love and self-compassion are the key to becoming a better, happier, and more peaceful version of you. The benefits of acceptance of what is and forgiveness are priceless. And so let's change the world, starting with ourselves and the practice of loving kindness today. Looking at what is being eclipsed into our lives as things go out. Many more things come in. And by taking responsibility for where we're at with our mind, we're able to make conscious choices. We can be aware of how we communicate and peacefully come together to co-create a safe space for all lives to live in peace. Remember, the love that we make in community stays with us wherever we go, and it takes a community to build one. If today's service has served you in any way, please click subscribe. It's free. And you can find us again easily. Go through the metta meditation or metta prayer practice. You can keep up to date. And if you know anyone who may benefit, please do share. Love donations are so welcome. Please see the bio. And now we're going to bring this service today to a close, sending out a metta blessing for each and every one of you. May you stay curious. May you stay peaceful. May you stay safe. And may you return to loving awareness now and forever. Namaste. So much love to all of you today, right here, right now, this moment, in every day, in every way. So much love to you all. Thank you. Have an awesome day, an awesome week, an awesome life. We're here for you. Take care now. And thank you for joining us today. Love you and appreciate you.